What's up? Just going to talk today a little bit about working on your string changing when you're practicing alternate picking. I think I'll mostly be working with open strings, so I'm just going to show the right hand here. Okay, and maybe I'll turn up the light. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, the first thing to start with is just hey, let's start with a down on the larger string and an up on the smaller string. And just get the feeling of that, because that's in many ways the most difficult thing to do, because you have the widest path to travel. And you can do various things if you like. You can anchor with a finger on the fretboard, or some folks, depending on the angle of their hands, and I'm not going to get too specific about that today, but will anchor kind of more on the pinky side of their wrist, or some folks even will anchor on the palms, on the thumb side of their wrist, almost like that. Myself, I loosely anchor with my fingers, and I can even just I'm just gonna mute the string. And you want to work on a motion that allows you to move fairly quickly while going back and forth between the two strings. And this is something that a kind of what I call go practice, which is as few mistakes as necessary, no stopping. That's something to do with that, to get the feel of what's smooth. And you can see what's happening is that I'm rotating my forearm a little bit, and there's also a little bit of deviation in the wrist, meaning that I'm moving the wrist from side to side a little bit. But I'm really trying to kind of shake it so I can get that motion. And then compare that, try that with instead of going down on the larger string and up on the smaller string, and you can do that on all the pairs of strings, obviously, but going down on the smaller string and up on the larger string. And if you feel, and what you want to listen for is just feeling any sort of source of tension in your hand. And the reason why this rotation is important, I'm going to make this large so you can see it, is that if you're rotating your forearm a little bit, the tip of the pick moves in an arc like this, so that as you come between the strings, it swings out of the plane of the strings and allows you to move from string to string. And you'll notice one thing that I'm doing is that I'm bringing the pick well under the thumb. It's actually on the side of my index finger, and that's funny, but it's also actually very close to this mid knuckle. I've got my fingers, because that allows me to get a little bit of control and move the pick in a more corresponding motion to how my arm is moving. As opposed to if I move it way out like this, I might have it like this for strumming, whereas the pick moves in a much larger arc. But if we're talking about smaller single notes, I'm going to move it a little bit closer in. And so that's one good exercise to start off with. And you don't even need to start that fast. You want to find yourself a nice, easy motion where you can do it as economically as possible, and switch back and forth between down and then up, and then down on the higher string and up on the lower string. You can expand that. I have another video which talks about moving between three strings like this. where I'm going big, middle, small, but I'm going down, up, down, and then the second time I'm going up, down, up. And what you're doing is you're just preparing your picking hand for any of the ways that it may need to move with any idea that you're articulating with your left hand. Just working with on your right hand. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, get those notifications, and we'll see you next time.